Sumerian civilization, which lasted from around 3300 to 2000 BC, many concepts that persist into present day. So invented or came up with would be my hunch. For example, the first description of the 7-day week appears in the Sumerian epic Gilgamesh. So yeah, they created, invented, somehow made it new, transformed, introduced. Introduced means creating something new. They didn't transform it. They didn't change it. They're the first ones. They're one of the oldest civilizations. They didn't inherit it. We wouldn't know who they inherited it from. Overlooked? No. They introduced many concepts like the first 7-day week. Physicist Joseph Weber performed work in gravitational wave research in the 60s and 70s. Conducting my first touch before even getting to the word close, probably important work. Conducting key, which is important, experiments that scientists later used as the basis for their own investigations that led to the first verified detection of gravitational wave. So important, but maybe groundbreaking, something to the extent of being first. Foundational. Yeah, the first, the basis off of which other scientists began to work for their own investigations. So that's it. It's not supplementary. It's not just as additive. It's not repetitive. And it certainly was effective. So it wasn't ineffective. Foundational. As an architect in Los Angeles in the 50s, Helen Fong became known for avoiding designs in her building. Instead of using standard shapes, so she avoided standard shapes or designs. Standard, maybe old, boring. She typically explored innovative forms and daring hues. So not daring, she was boring, standard. Created, she avoided creativity? No. She avoided bold? No. Traditional, she avoided the standard, the old, the traditional. And understandable? No, that's not relevant at all. Sueño de Familia is an exhibition of drawings, paintings, and ceramics that explores the artistic heritage of U.S.-based artist Yolanda Gonzalez. The exhibition, 5 generations, encompasses 5 generations featuring works by Gonzalez's great-grandfather, grandmother, mother, and niece, so they're all involved. Okay? So dreams of the family, they're all involved. So borrows live 5 no, it doesn't borrow from 5 generations. It spans, it covers, it encompasses 5 generations. It doesn't judge them and it doesn't neglect them. U.S. traffic signals didn't always contain the familiar 3 lights, red, yellow, and green. The traffic lights only red and green lights until the 3-light signal was developed in the 1920s. So the traffic lights only consisted of, would be my guess, red and green. Avoided, featured, featured. Traffic lights featured red and green only. They didn't avoid them. Who knows if they were appreciated or disregarded. The lights featured only 2 colors until the 20s. Scientists previously thought that all electric eels belonged to a single species, but a team of researchers led by zoologist Santana proved this idea wrong by that there are, in fact, 3 distinct species of eels by showing, demonstrating, something to that effect. Pretending? No, he wouldn't pretend. He didn't complain. He demonstrated by demonstrating, and he didn't require either. Studying how workload affects productivity, such and colleagues found that people who chose to do relatively easy tasks first were less compared to those who did hard tasks first. Finishing easy tasks gave participants a sense of accomplishment. Okay, so they were less frustrated. The opposite of a sense of accomplishment, something to that effect. But those who tackled the hard tasks first actually became more skilled and productive. So less frustrated, less productive, perhaps even. Okay. Which word will fit that? Less secretive? No. Efficient, outgoing, unsympathetic, efficient. Productive? They're less productive, they're less efficient. No idea if they were outgoing, which is their sociability and friendliness, and whether they were unsympathetic, whether they did not care or not.